Hello. So today we're going to learn how to draw holes, which sounds odd. I get it. Really, it's just a more fun way of saying we're going to learn how to draw circles in perspective. So this is a perspective drawing class. We're going to have a lot of fun. All right. So today we're going to learn about drawing circles in perspective. And I titled it, we're going to draw holes, because that's a lot more fun to say than say circles in perspective. Like, who on earth wants to watch about circles in perspective? But if I say we're going to draw holes, they're like, what does that mean? But basically, we're going to learn how to draw all this stuff in 3D to make it look much cooler. So, hang with me. The idea of drawing circles in perspective is, one, we need to have a sphere. And so a sphere is basically just a ball, right? It's a fancy way of saying ball, because mathematicians are like, I want to measure the sphere. And that's how we'll use calculus. And they're like, sphere? Like, what's a sphere? Like, it's cool. I just want to say ball. So it's a fancy way of saying ball. So if we're going to draw this ball, right? Okay, so this is like the front of the ball, right? Okay, and it goes behind it as well, so this is kind of, it's like this is the shading, if the ball is kind of sitting on the ground, this is more or less what this guy is, going to look like here, right? Okay, so if we were to draw the front side of the ball, so we've got this front part here, this guy's going to go around and then around the back. Okay, so this is kind of like the cross section of the ball, right? And so this is what we want to learn how to draw, this little piece here, because here, this guy is what helps us draw all kinds of fun stuff and make it look much cooler. And what is the goal of drawing, if not to make cool stuff? So we're going to learn how to draw that. So what this would do, so if you had yourself, a samurai knife and you're like, or a samurai sword, and you're like, wee-ya, right? And you're like, wasak, and you cut that thing in half. It's going to look like this. Okay. So you've got your two halves of the ball. And this is the top. And this is the idea of the circle in perspective. And we're just going to learn how to draw these guys. And you see these things absolutely everywhere. I mean, absolutely everywhere. In my drawings, do we use that shape? That shape is like a bowl, so we're like, delicious soup. Thank you very much, complimentary soup. And I'm like, oh, you're all looking beautiful today. So we have soup. This is also the same shape as a cup, right? You're like, I'm going to be having a cup of coffee with my pinched circle, squishy circle, right? And actually, these little shapes here, how the handle connects to the bowl or the cup, are also squishy circles. Good news. Okay, where else do we see squishy circles? Well, if you turn these guys on their side, like this, right? They're like, oh, that's an interesting shape. You're like, what is that? And you're like, dude, it's a flashlight, right? And so this flashlight, even all of these shapes here, this guy's all like, I got a flashlight and I'm lighting up the dock because that's my job. This is your squishy circle, right? Whoop. This shape here is also the squishy circle, but it's just only showing the front side, because in the back it would be like this. This is also showing just the front side, because in the back it would be like this. So this is a squishy circle, this is a squishy circle, so many squishy circles. What else we got going on if we've got this guy turned sideways? Well, if we've turned him sideways, we also have the rocket ship, right? Boom, 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 boom. Booyah! right? So, this guy's like, and he's like, how did you get to the moon? And you're like, well, it's because I understood how to draw squishy circles. You're like, oh, they must be very important. It's like, I can't underestimate the value of drawing a squishy circle. Squishy circle here. Squishy circle detail. Squishy circle attach rocket engine to spaceship. Squishy circle bottom of spaceship. Squishy circle cone of spaceship. Everywhere. They're just absolutely everywhere. Like, okay, cool, Brady, you showed me top view, side view. What about bottom view? What does squishy circle have to tell me here? Well, good news. Squishy circle also lights up for you the night. Right? So this guy here, and so we have squishy circle lighting up the night, and you're like, oh, that's boring. That's almost like the flashlight cheating. And I'm like, okay, fine. I take your dare, sir, and I will raise you a squishy circle Viking hat. You're like, okay, cool. I see what you're doing here. I don't know really the noises that Vikings make, but I imagine it's awesome. Okay, so this is going to be like, hello, my name is Sven. I'm be your Viking today. Like, oh, Sven, fantastic. Are you looking to, pillage the village? And he's like, yes, I'm here to pillage the village and take all of your cows. And he's like, oh, okay, fine then. It's like, but I don't know if you're truly a Viking. You're like, I am a Viking. Look, my name is Sven. 1, 2, I have horns on my helmet. They're like, cool, totally Viking. So this guy, this shape here, goes actually around Sven's head. That is squishy circle. The horns attaching to the helmet, boom, squishy circle. They're absolutely everywhere. And what else do we have going on? Even whenever you're just like, squishy circle here, and you have a belly button, right? And you're like, oh, my belly button isn't a squishy circle. Like, false, sir, it is a squishy circle. This is your belly button, squishy circle, and then whenever things come out of it, it's like, wow, like, oh no, it's an alien coming out of my belly button, which is truly frightening. And I was super afraid of that as a child, so hopefully I've passed that on to a younger generation. So this gives you the ability to have things coming out of holes, belly buttons included. So let's look at these a little bit more in depth. How do we draw this thing? You're like, okay, cool, Brady, that sounds like a fun idea. Let's draw a squishy circle. Well, that, sir, is a circle, not a squishy circle. It's like, oh yeah, cool, I gotta make it squishy. No. This is an egg, or this is an oval. We do not want ovals or circles. We want squishy circles. All right, this is good. How do we draw that guy? I was like, well, it's kind of difficult, and you have to draw a ton of squishy circles to be able to draw them naturally and have your hand work it. So let's do a little tip on how to do that. So this guy, if we drew it, we could draw a square, right? Okay, and inside it, we can draw a circle. And when you draw a circle inside a square, it touches the square in 4 different places. Okay, cue geometry, cue calculus, but we're not going to be doing that. So this guy, actually, if you draw a super narrow rectangle, okay, this is not your normal rectangle, friends, right? Not like this, but like a rectangle, like oof. That is a super squished rectangle. Same idea. We're going to put 4 little dots here, and then we're going to connect them. All right. And so if it starts out looking like a diamond, that's not a problem, because then you can just round it. Just bring these guys in, and I would recommend using a pencil so that you can feel these shapes out. Pretty soon we got that shape. See what I'm talking about? Well, there we go. Touching this guy in 4 places. So this is a way to start drawing it, but soon we're just going to draw so many of these things. I'm going to say, dude, hey, let's just draw squishy circles all day long. And you're like, that's kind of boring, Brady. And I'm like, it's super important. And you're like, I don't care. I'm stuck at home. I don't want to draw squishy circles all day. This is boring. You got to draw squishy circles up and down. Squishy circles sideways, or slantways, this ways, and that ways. You want to learn to just draw the mess out of these guys and just get comfortable with that shape. Squishy circle. Squishy circle is my friend. How do you spell friend? Friend. There we go. Squishy circle. I'm pretty sure that's how you spell friend. Anyway, if you want to know that you have no idea how to spell something, try spelling something when live television is on. Everything will look weird. So, there we go. Squishy circle. Rocket ship. Squishy circle. Worm. Coming out and being like, oh my goodness, it's squishy circle. I love it. All right, good. So, because I know that you're not going to practice doing the squishy circle like I told you to, because that's okay. You're students, and I wouldn't do it either. We're going to just show you where all of this squishy circles live. All right. So, first things we're going to do, I'm going to show you is like, man, squishy circles. Obviously, the first thing, how to draw holes. Right. So this is a hole, and it could just be a hole, but it's a hole in what? Like, well, I don't know. Maybe it is a crater on the moon. Right. And it's got rocks down here, and it's jaggedy up in here. And so what you do is you draw the squishy circle first, and then you add the details, and so like this is like not a plant. These are the eyes of a moon slug. I don't think you guys knew about moon slugs, but that's what they look like. It's crazy. So, and then like this moon slug has got like his friend. It's like, Mom, and he's like, oh my goodness, you were lost all day. Where have you been? He's like, oh, I've been out with my friends. And she's like, I told you to come home when the stars came out. He's like, I'm super confused. The stars are always out. It's the moon. I was like, there is no real day or night. And he's like, oh, fine. Good excuse. Child moon slug. All right. So now we have this guy kind of coming out of that hole, and with my shading that we'll learn about with, kind of going up the top here, aren't we? With the shading that we talk about in inking classes, you can kind of give it some more depth, right? Cool. Here we go. What else is it? It is a cup. You want to draw a cup for, your tea party with Margaret and Rutherford. And you're like, Margaret, this is delicious tea. What have you done to make it? Mm-hmm. And Rutherford is like, I'm sorry. Rutherford asks Margaret, this is delicious tea. What have you done to make it? And she's like, oh, it's cool. I just took some grass and I dried it in the sun. And then I soaked it in water, making like yucky brown liquid. And we drink it. And he's like, oh, it's delicious. I love tea. She's like, it's kind of like lawn clippings that I've put in water. Here we go. Squishy circle on the top, right? Squishy circle, yucky brown lawn clippings. Squishy circle here, attaching the handles to the cup. And anytime you attach anything to a round shape, which is like most of the time, you use a squishy circle. What else we got going on? We've already talked about the bowl, right? So bowl, same idea, right? of our squishy circle. And whenever you put stuff inside squishy circles, you do it with a pencil and erase this bit here. And it looks like you're like, oh, great. And you can put a giant amount of noodles inside this, but these noodles are actually worms, which is concerning to everybody, especially the worms, because they're about to be eaten. And so whenever you're drawing the squishy circle with your pencil first, then you erase this back part, and then you've got it's full of delicious worms. Remember, erasing is a part of art. It's a part of drawing. It's not a mistake. No one just literally, if I'm drawing in pen only so that you can see it. If I was drawing this in pencil, I would draw the squishy circle straight up. Here we go. What else we got? Squishy circle. Boom. We've got a well. All right? And so the well is here. So we have our well here, and our well is where we keep our water, and also where we keep our baby Jessicas. This joke is where we keep our baby Jessicas. What's up? That's a joke for your parents. Ask them what that means. Okay, so we have a well here, right? And this part is squishy circle. If I wanted to draw the well, like just this part, like the part where the well meets the ground, that part, squishy circle on the ropes, squishy circle bucket that's keeping baby Jessica. All right, fantastic. Eggs. Here we go. This is very much, you're like, that's not an egg. And you're like, no, it's cool. This egg is cracked open. You're like, oh, okay, cool. Let's see what you're doing here. Squishy circle. Okay, so this gives us our guide, right? And so eggs don't open like this. Cracks. Cracking noises. I hope that doesn't offend your ears. Okay, so we have an egg. It's cracked open, right? And then inside the egg is like, oh, it's a hideous monster. Yeah, and you're like, oh no, I had no idea that you were going to be here for breakfast. And it's like, I'm always so hungry in the morning. All right, and so whenever you are drawing an egg, and I would draw that, and I would just erase that last bit back there, and then you've got all of your guidelines, your squishy circle guidelines. So we got squishy circle here, squishy circle tentacle suckers, right? So, and even like the little shape that's giving it a little depth, also squishy circle. You see what I'm talking about? These things are absolutely everywhere. For example, the pipes, right? Here, each one of these guys, squishy circle, boom, pipe, squishy circle pipe connecting to other pipe, boom, squishy circle, hole in pipe. They're just everywhere. Squishy circle, hole with worm coming out of it. Even like the rings that are attaching the pipes to each other, these guys, squishy circle. You see what I'm talking about? These guys, just absolutely everywhere. We're like, oh, okay, cool, I've got a ball. Squishy circle here, right? These are like, our alien eyes. So this guy, he's like, I'm watching you with all my eyes. Maybe he's got like a couple eyes. Well, I guess most of us have a couple eyes, but maybe he's got more than a couple eyes. maybe he's got like 10 eyes, which could take forever to draw, but very possible, because when you learn how to draw squishy circles, easy for you to draw 10 eyes. So these guys, right, and he's like, and a mouth. So these things, we got squishy circles on his eyes, you know, right? This part of his eye, like his eyelid, and then one of the other parts is the eyeball, right? And then where this eye stalks attached to his head, squishy circle. Other eyes, squishy circles. Yelling mouth, squishy circle. This thing is everywhere. Let's draw Saturn. Here we go, Saturn. You're like, it's not Saturn, that's a ball. And I'm like, it's not a ball, it's a planet. They're like, okay, fine, maybe if it's a planet, it is like Earth, Florida, you know, over here, Europe. And he's like, okay, fine, maybe that's Earth. And I'm like, psych! It is Earth, Saturn. All right, squishy circles give us Saturn rings. So you just draw, you know, you've got a ball, which is very much like a planet right now, and then you squishy circle around it. Look at that, right? And then you just erase this dude, and then you draw some rings in here. Boom. We've got a most righteous planet. And the planet is talking to other planets and saying, hey, I'm having a blast over here. Why don't you guys come hang out with me? They're like, oh, okay, cool. That's kind of you, foreign planet. Also, squishy circle for it's the interior of the, what is that called? Satellite dish? Yeah, that was actually this way. Can't you? No. The squishy circle attaching satellite dish to planet. These things just they're just absolutely everywhere, right? And so you've got squishy circle cupcake, right? So the cupcake dress, or whatever that thing is, I don't know what it's called. The cupcake, I'll call it a cupcake dress, because you know what? I'm driving here. I'll do what I want. Cupcake dress attaches to the cupcake, squishy circle. Bottom of it, squishy circle, right? And then we're going to put a cherry on top. And so this cherry is sitting inside the frosting, right? And so that's a squishy circle. And then it's got a stem, right? And so that kind of gives it a little bit of depth. It's also got a bitin. What on earth was that? A bite taken out of it. And this is giving it more squishy circle. And then it's got more monsters coming out of the hole here. Boom, squishy circle party. We've got a cupcake dress here. What about just a regular dress? So you got a person, and then the dress attaches to the person here, right, in a squishy circle. Bottom of the dress, squishy circle, right? And then, but she wants to be wearing a beautiful hat. So all hats, ooh, man, that is a beautiful hat. Look at there. All the hats attached to the head with squishy circle, right? And so maybe her hat is full of, flowers. And it's got to have a big solid brim, right? And so, oh, there we go. I see the hat now. Didn't see it for a second. I was like, what am I doing? Fun with live TV or live video. There we go. And so this is the bottom of her, like the brim of her hat. Also, squishy circle attaches to her head at squishy circle. Dress, same thing. What about a baseball cap? Same idea. Squishy circle. And then, so if I was drawing this with a pencil, I would go like this, right? and then I would just erase these pieces, and then I could ink it, because erasing is part of drawing and erasing is good. I'm only drawing in pen so that you can see it. Baseball hat. What else have we got going on? We have also, like a quality, spaceship, right? So this guy is gonna squish a circle here. Whoa. Whoa. Oh yeah, I see where we're going. Let's see. We have our, we got squishy circles just absolutely everywhere on our spaceship, and even where these things attach to the other ones, oh man, that's just ray gun. All right. Do not mess with this guy. Okay, so where are we with squishy circles? Boom. How the dome attaches to the spaceship, the top of the spaceship, right, and all of its like cool lights, squishy circles. This is how you attach anything to a round object. Here we've got, it's ray gun, and then these ray gun pipes. And I'm going to do another one on how to draw mechanics or mechanical things and make it look cool. So I'll stay tuned for more art kit. And then even how, like this is a glass laser shooter, and so you can see the inside just a little bit. It's engines, here attaching to the, right? So its engines are squishy circles as well. And then even how these guys attach to each other, you can see that shape. It's always just that shape, the squishy circle shape. It's absolutely everywhere. So last one, we've got a lightsaber, right? Because we always have a lightsaber. It's like, that's what my mom always says. She's like, honey, are you leaving? Yes. It's like, well, don't go without your lightsaber. It's like, okay, fine. We don't go anywhere without our lightsabers. So I got, a lightsaber here, right? And so where the beam attaches to the lightsaber, where the lightsaber itself is, actually, this is Luke's lightsaber. There's this little guard here. And then the top part attaching to like the handle grip, the little on buttons, which I don't fully understand how they work, but the on buttons on top of the grip, also have squishy circles. And then whenever you you're like at the cantina, with your friends, and you're just out there like trying to pick up a ride off planet, and some guy wants to come up and give you business, and you guys to cut his arm off. Whack, right? Boom, more squishy circles, and possibly a bit more squishy because this was very traumatizing, and also a bummer for the guy who got his arm cut off. But hey, you shouldn't have been causing business like that. So we've got squish circle here, squish circle here. So I hope that you have learned something about the value of squishy circles. I hope that you draw them like crazy, and I hope that you are able to, connect pipes to, machinery, and it helps you draw spaceships, and it helps you draw Saturn, and it helps you draw all of these shapes with all these new fun things that you're learning here with your art kit. So please use these to dress up your characters that we draw in like the How to Draw series, and then stay tuned to the art kit playlist because I'll be teaching more little tools like this that you can keep in your, like your toolbox, in your art toolbox, so that you can draw fun stuff. Cool. I hope you had a good time. I hope you learned something. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. Tell your friends, tell your teachers, give me a subscribe. Bye.